neighbor? Welcome back to Neighborhoods Ranked. My name is John, and this is Ranked Replay because this was originally done at a live stream. If you subscribe to the channel, make sure you turn on notifications so you find out when I'm doing live events, because sometimes we go through and do things like rank an entire album, and I'm gonna start implementing something called Tier List Tuesday. It's neither here nor there, but you don't want to miss out because a lot of the stuff that you're gonna see in this video, it gets condensed down and you don't get the full experience. Make sure you watch till the end of the video because that's where I put everything in order and I go from 1 to number 14, but this is a very important, influential record. This is an album that I initially really did not like, but it taught me a lot about myself and accepting albums and bands as they evolve and change. It proved that Blink-182 themselves could come back from an extended hiatus and still put out something that had a lot of heart and ingenuity. Anyways, please hit that like button and let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the ranked replay format? The timestamps are in the description, and future me is exiting, and here's past me. On Ghosts on the Dance Floor, I do think this is one of the best openers that Blink ever did. For me, Ghosts on the Dance Floor is just very mature, very dark. I love the drums on this track so much, and I like the way that Tom enunciates things. I'm a sucker for it. Honestly, I gotta go right on up there at S tier. S tier for Ghost on the Dance Floor. The reason the Natives work so well again is the darkened chemistry that feels like frayed strings between Mark Hoppus and Tom DeLonge. It doesn't necessarily feel personal, but it does feel intimate, if that makes sense, in a lot of ways. It feels apathetic, and again, kind of like the devil and the angel on your shoulder whispering things in your ear, whether that be like, you can pick yourself up and do this, or you're just the bastard child that's never gonna make it. This one definitely has a lot of power behind it. And personally, I think Natives has got to go up here in the S tier again. Everyone lives to tell the tale of how we die alone someday. Up All Night is messy, and I can understand the complaints there, and that's how I felt at first. Like I told you guys at the top of the stream, I felt disappointed by this track when it first came out 10 years ago, but I really do have a lot of love for it now. In the context of the album, it's not the strongest contender, not the strongest card out there, but I still feel strongly about this, whereas originally I think I probably would have had this down at like a D tier when it came out. I've moved up to probably a very strong B, if not a light A. I do think it's a really solid track. It is personally not one of my top favorites. I think this is one that in the replay department, it just doesn't quite have as much as some of the other really strong players that this album offers. That being said, for me, I'm putting it right there next to Up All Night. These are two really good singles, and what I love about the fact that I am putting the singles at the B tier, that just proves how much better and how much more rewarded you can get by diving into the entire album, because I think that's where even more of the gold can be found. Snake Charmer. Holy shit. I can never get enough of that song. It is phenomenal. I'm not even going to waste time dancing around it because Snake Charmer is S tier. It's epic. It is over the top. It's theatric. It's spacey. It's slightly proggy, but it has those looming bass notes that make it very distinctly Mark Hoppus, which obviously ties it to Blink-182. Tom's soul is on the line with this track. Travis fucking Barker is a beast in the rhythm section. Holy shit. The drums on this song? Out of this universe. Woo! There's the heat, baby. That's right. The back-to-back combination of the Hearts All Gone interlude into Hearts All Gone. That is a lot of raw power to harness. And let me tell you, when this song came out, I was so obsessed with it. Let's get the interlude out of the way first. I think it's a great interlude, and I think putting it lower than B would be doing a disservice to how great it actually is. I don't think that putting it in C tier just because it's an interlude would really be fair. So Hearts All Gone itself, as crazy as this might sound, as much positive stuff as I can say about it, I don't think it's necessarily even top 5 on the album, and that's just because Neighborhoods is so great. I'm putting it at an A tier. I think that Tom really brings a sense of bravado to it, and just the confidence to be able to belt out like the, I know it's like a meme or whatever with the na-na-nas, but the la-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, it just feels a lot more natural because you can tell that he's in, not his comfort zone, but you can tell that he's really comfortable in his own skin with this track. I love the way that the guitar tone is styled all throughout. It sounds great. It's just like a clean but slightly scuzzy, maybe fuzzy sound. There's a warmth to it. I think I'm still gonna go, God, this really is tough. It's between, I'm biting my tongue here because it's seriously so close between A and S. I'm gonna be safe for now and put it in the A tier. Sexy. I'm gonna make it look sexy. That's Tom DeLonge, ladies and gentlemen. That is Tom DeLonge firing, I would say, on all cylinders. I really appreciate everything from those ending kind of chopped up samples that are really, really nice. I love the way that Tom is able to kind of accent himself and be a bit playful, but do it all under the guise of like being able to trade off with Mark. In the first part of the song, there is that power dynamic flip, and I love it. They both work out so brilliantly. So if you're thinking this is anything less than S tier for me, then don't hold your breath because it's absolutely up there. I still have fun with that tune, but you know, I think for me, this lines up as a tune that you just can get a little bit more tired of more quickly. I don't think it's even close to bad. I really don't. I like the backing vocals on this track too. I think that the drums are nice. The synths are a little too cleanly produced, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in the C tier. I'm gonna put that in the C tier for This Is Home. Still got love for it, still enjoy the track, and will absolutely listen to it and jam it in the context of the album. It's just not one that stands out as much to me in terms of individual listens. I love this tune. It was on my underrated songs list, very high, if you might recall. I absolutely think this is a total jam and a half. I click with this tune. I love Mark's vocals. I love his presentation. And again, the drums for me just notch this up even a hair higher. I'm going S tier for MH418 2011. This is a banger any way you stack it up. I think Love is Dangerous is the worst song on Neighborhoods because it's just kind of corny. It's just kind of there. It starts off with a really interesting lyric where Tom says, "I've had it with this damn double vision," but they just totally blow it with the hook. It's so monotonous. It's so dull and just dreadfully mundane. I think it's just them kind of dredging things up and not really doing anything with it. I will say that the saving grace is Mark Hoppus. He sounds great. He really comes into the background and nails those backing vocals. And I do like that kind of boxcar racer sounding outro, the pitter patter of the drums. It's nice, but for me, it doesn't save fully at least what is, I believe, to be the weakest song on Neighborhoods. I still don't think it's awful. I will listen to this song because I think this is one of those albums that you want to hear front to back. But if I have to skip one, it's going to be Love is Dangerous. I'll go D tier. Swimming in my blood, something's rotting in my brain. Smothered from the flood, I can't recognize your face. I've grown, I guess, to be fond of how experimental this was for Blink and how well they pulled it off. This song, if you don't know the backstory, Mark Hoppus, I believe, had something like he picked up a drink that was like spiked accidentally backstage at a concert, and I think it was Acid, and he just tripped balls. It's just so good, and you kind of get that whirring, progressive build that just crescendos out and then drops back down into it. There's some weird guitar tunings, that almost intentionally weird, dirty pluck of the bass. It doesn't sound pretty, but I don't think it's supposed to. Fighting the Gravity, S tier. S tier. All right, Even If She Falls. Last one to rank here before I finalize my entire ranking. Even If She Falls is a great track. I love how nostalgic it feels. Ferris wheel core, as a lot of people have said. I'm going to put it in A tier. I really think this is a great track that really stands on its own merits. Tom does a great job, even if he is a bit cheesy with some of the one-liners that pop up here. It's a part of the charm in many ways. That rounds us out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the S tier, 3 in A, 3 in B, 1 in C, and 1 in D. So let's put all of these in order from best to worst for me. And obviously D and C are already in order. Let's start from the bottom up though. Let's work our way through it. I actually think the way that I put them, which was just in the order that we listened to them, oddly enough, I actually think this works. I think this would be my ranking thus far. Love is Dangerous at number 14, 13, 12 for The Heart's All Gone Interlude, 11, and then 10 for Up All Night. At number 9, I think I'm gonna leave this the way it is too. The way it's working out. That's crazy. I think my favorite song on here at this point is Snake Charmer. And I don't say that lightly. I think it's such an incredible tune. Ghosts and Natives back to back are such a good combo that I feel like they almost have to stick in the way that I rank the album too. So I'm going Snake Charmer 1, Ghost on the Dance Floor 2, and then Natives number 3. I think MH might have the advantage over Kaleidoscope ever so slightly because I just love the way that that song has so much momentum to it. Stop living in the shadow of a helicopter. But then again, stop banging away in my kaleidoscope. They both have amazing qualities. I honestly am going to give the edge. Actually, I'm going to bump it back to Kaleidoscope. And then after that, we're going to go MH4, 18, 2011, and then Fighting the Gravity. So a lot of this pretty much worked out and stuck the way we had already had it lined up. That was just the order that the album happened to come in. Thanks for watching another episode of Ranked. Let me know in the comment section down below how you would line up the 14 songs from worst to best, and also make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss out on these future live events and listening parties. Other than that, you can check out some more Blink-182 content on screen now in another episode of Ranked, and I'll be back soon for more on ARTV.